let's pick up the lost time that we have. We have a handful of friends here from all over the country, Pavel. They've been rocking with us for the last 2 days. Day three, the best of the best day ahead of us. You've put a bunch of resources together that you're going to be giving away to everybody at no charge, just as long as they're a trial member, that they'll need their high-level software. Um, how do you feel, man? How's these 2 days been for you?
I feel good, man. It's been a good couple days. I've been getting a lot of amazing feedback, and it's exciting to do this live because most of the time, I'm making videos and I don't get that live feedback, but here I get to see the comments and I see all the interactions and all the cities that people are in. So it's fun, man. It's exciting. I'm not too used to doing these live calls, so it's a new thing for me, but I'm liking it, man. I'm enjoying it. Maybe I'll do it more often. Who knows?
Awesome, 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 awesome. Well, look, without further ado, it's only right for those that are here that we get right into the meat and potatoes. You have a full day three packed. I'm going to throw the microphone to you, spit that fire, and let's give the people what they want and bring this home for scalability and delivery.
100%. Let's do this. Let me know when you can see my screen.
I see you perfectly clear.
Boom. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the past couple calls, we've covered a lot of stuff, how to design this business model and how to structure the entire company. And then on day two, we covered how to actually get clients. So if you follow all these things, you will get clients, you'll get a lot of interest. So now what happens after you sign a client? I just signed someone. Now what? So let's dive in. Here is what we are going to cover. What happens after you sign the client? We'll cover the onboarding process here. We'll cover the website in a day program, how to actually build the website in a day. We'll cover the custom website process. We'll cover how to optimize and automate everything here, how to upsell monthly services so they keep paying you forever. Because at the end of the day, you just get a one-time fee up front. That is not good enough. We are trying to build a long-term business. Project management and how I've managed hundreds of websites at the same time, hiring VAs, outsourcing, and reclaiming your time. I will give you exact SOPs and exact assembly line process that you can follow as well. And then even next steps and how to scale past $20,000 per month in profit. Most bottleneck around $3,000 to $6,000 per month from my experience. And then also throughout the training, we'll be putting in links in the slides, tools, free website imports, all of that. But if you wait till the end, I'll be giving a bunch of free resources to everyone, to the public. As long as you have a high-level account, you can hit import. It'll be imported into your account. So let's go ahead and dive in. So what is the process? We covered this previously, and this is now covering the second half of this process, right? After you sign a client, how do we actually upsell them? How do we onboard them? So let's dive in. Here's the goal. The goal here is to create SOPs. SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. And the reason we want to do this is because this will allow your business to scale. I can show you how to onboard clients today, but if you don't have a scalable process, then you're always going to be busy and bogged down by tiny little details. So what we want to do is set this up correctly from the ground up. And this will work for you whether you don't have your first client, or maybe you have 50 clients, or maybe you have 150 clients. This is stuff you can start doing today. The earlier you start implementing this, the better. Now, as you do tasks in your business, you want to record them. I like using loom.com, but really it's just a screen recorder. I think there's like free Chrome plugins that you can download that will record your screen. I think even Mac has a built-in screen recorder. And later, the goal of this is to hand this off to, if you hire a virtual assistant, they can take over, look at exactly how you do tasks and replicate that because you have a video of you doing it. So it's just as good as you sitting next to them and showing them, hey, this is the best way to do it. Except now you can do it virtually in a scalable way. And once you do this process correctly, you're going to have a resource library. And this is important because any new hire, any new virtual assistant, or anyone else that you bring onto your team, all you have to do is give them the videos that you already recorded. So it's very easy, and they'll be a perfect fit into your team. So you want to think assembly line where every person has a task. Even if you don't have a team, this will just in general help you organize things, and then you can hire easily. So if it's just you, you still want to follow this process because it'll give you a nice checklist. So you're not waking up and thinking, okay, what did I say to this client? What stage is he in? And just it removes any doubt and any uncertainty that you might have in your business. You want to leave the freelancer, clients only want me mindset. All web designers completely mess this up. They live in this mindset. Do all the work yourself. I'm the expert. I'm going to do all of the work. Imagine if lawyers or plumbers thought this way. Imagine if a plumbing company with tens and 20s of employees, right? Imagine you called him to fix your toilet and the owner, the CEO of the company came. How far would he be able to grow his business? 5 people a day, 4 people a day that he can see, right? No, you pay him, right? So we just had recently some plumbing work done, and it was like $150 for a guy to come and fix something. Now I'm willing to bet he's paying his employees $30, $40, $50 per hour. So he's making a lot of profit. And this is how we want to operate. And by the way, I'm talking to myself here. For years, I did this. I followed this path. I tried this. That's why I know that it doesn't work. And it's only when I started pivoting out of this mindset that I started seeing success. So you want to create a perfect balance of having a boutique small business owner agency in the beginning while outsourcing as much as you can. You can hire virtual assistants for $4 to $5 per hour, and they will work hourly as you scale up. They should be helping you with all of the back-end services so you can add time back to your day. This is roughly how it should look. And by the way, when I mention this, the $4 to $5 an hour, some people think, oh, that's so low. No one's going to work for that. Look, I live in Colombia right now, and I was at the gym and I was talking to a guy that had perfect English. I'm talking perfect English. And he was working at a call center. He's making like 100, 150 cold calls per day for this business he was working in. He went to college. He has a 4-year degree. Can't remember in what, but he ended up graduating. Good college, good university. And he was making, it's like $450, $460 per month. That was his salary. He had to drive to work, sit in traffic. So by you paying someone $4 or $5 an hour, you're already giving them a raise, but also making their life better because they can work remotely. And by the way, I pay my team much more than this, but if you're hiring someone in the beginning that's just starting, you can start here. And then you have room for raises, for room for improvement. These are normal people that have real skills. So the assembly line. Imagine if, I'm going to get my mouse over here. Imagine if you had a person, let's say here we're packaging phones. Imagine if you had a person that was grabbing a phone, grabbing a box, and then running over here, grabbing a box from the other room, and then packaging up this phone himself, and then running over to the other side of the room or the warehouse, putting on the shipping label, putting on the all the Post-it notes, and just adding in everything himself, and then handing it over to the mailman himself. How long would it take to ship out one phone? A very, very long time. Now imagine if you had, like in this image here, a person that is just putting together the boxes, right? Then you have another person that just has a box of phones and he's putting the phones in the boxes. And this person is packaging them in the actual box that is going to be shipped out. Then you had another person that's putting on the shipping label. And then you had another person that's actually giving it to the mailman. How many phones would you be able to package and ship out in an hour, in a day? Way more. Now, here's the big benefit. You don't have to hire full-time employees. So if you're small, you don't need to hire all these 5, 6 employees right away. You no longer need this. You can hire these virtual assistants that are very affordable from other parts of the world and have them work per hour. This is very powerful. This is very powerful because it now allows you to only pay them as you have work. As you get clients, as you have projects, you pay them. So you have a virtual assistant here. As soon as you get a new client, it's like a new phone, let's say, for this example, They can go in, install the website template. They can add their logo at the top, right? If you're doing custom websites, they can sit there, install WordPress for you, right? Build the foundation of how you want the website to even look like, what theme to use. They can do everything themselves. Then you have a copywriter, a content writer, again, that you pay hourly, that goes in and just replaces all the content on the website. So by the time you see it, everything's installed. It's all unique content. It's all organic content. It's all done. You just take a look, maybe make a couple tweaks. And if there's a couple errors, then of course you can walk around and, talk to that employee and tell them what they can do to improve. So now you have a proper business. You have a business that you can scale up. And if you don't have any clients, then you're not paying fees. So let's dive into the welcome email. Let's dive into this onboarding process, into the start of this assembly line. So let's look at the welcome email that we have. Now, the welcome email is going to contain the onboarding funnel link, and this is the exact one that I use. Welcome, this is the subject line, your onboarding form. I'm so excited for you, name, so excited for you, Bob. Below is the link for the onboarding funnel. And then I put in parentheses, will take a few minutes to complete. I did this because I noticed that when I did that, people just took more time to fill it out and they just answered it better and they were more prepared for it. You're going to drop in that link, and don't worry, I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you all the questions we asked during the onboarding. I'll show you everything. I'll need a few additional details. However, the form above will cover the majority of the requirements, and we can start building on our end. Please complete this ASAP so we can get started. Looking forward to helping you crush your goals, get more jobs, and grow your company. Now, when I say jobs, this is equivalent to saying projects or basically more clients. In my niche, in my space, that's how they talk. And then this actually isn't an image. This is a GIF. So in their email, it's a GIF of a baby basically celebrating. I do this, again, just to give a friendly atmosphere and a friendly environment to my clients. And also, I'm just more laid back. So that's the kind of relationship that I want to have with them. So let's go into the next slide here. So we have the onboarding funnel. So page one, we have the form. We have the Google Drive creative link. And so we get them to fill this all out. We get them to upload all their photos. And then they go to a scheduler, meaning they schedule their onboarding call with us. Automatically, we book the onboarding call 3 to 5 days with the Zoom link. Let me show you what I mean. First page, funnel landing page. We have this video page. I'll talk about that in 1 second. Here's the calendar that they book. Now, again, it blocks it off for 3 to 5 days, all depending on your process and how long it takes you. It takes you a day to build this website in a day template. You can unblock it for a day, right? So they can't book it same day. Maybe they can't book it tomorrow, but they can book it in 2 days. So you can create that and embed that inside the calendar. We typically just do 5 days. And of course, if it's a custom website, you might need more. So you can adjust that as you like. And then once they fill that out, it goes to a thank you page. And I'll show you all of these in real life. Now, this video page is optional. Let me briefly talk about why we have the video page. So after they fill out this onboarding form, it asks them everything that we need, and then it redirects to this video page. And what you can do here, if you'd like, is just help build your brand a bit more and say, hey, I'm so excited that you filled this out. Super exciting. Here's the next step in our process. You're going to book in a time. We're going to go over X. We're going to go over Y. By the way, you need this. And so you can kind of just talk a bit further. Now, the way that we used this video is I actually told my clients to film on their phone, on their iPhone, a thank you page video. Now, what this actually is again, we're over delivering for the clients. On the client's website form, as soon as someone fills out the information, sometimes we redirect them to a calendar so they can book an appointment like we talked about in the previous calls. Other times, we redirect them to a thank you page. Now, what does everyone else in the space do? Every other website that you've seen, typically you fill out that form and a little message appears, a little message box. Hey, thanks for submitting. We'll be in touch with you shortly. Is this really the best message to send people? I think not. And so what we do for our clients is we tell them to film a video. And imagine if let's just stick with landscapers, because that's what we've been talking about in the past couple of days. And imagine if your landscaper had a video after you submitted the form and he says, hey, what's going on? I'm so excited. So again, he's holding his phone like this, he's holding it sideways. He could be standing on a yard, on a lawn, on one of his clients' backyards, and he's just filming saying, hey, Thank you so much for submitting your information. I'm super excited to get started working with you. Whatever you might need, whether you want us to mow your lawn, maybe you want us to install some plants around your yard, maybe you want us to add some rocks, or maybe you don't even know what you want. You want us to design your entire yard. I'm super excited to get started and actually meet with you to come out to your property. Again, this is no obligation. I'm happy to give you my advice on all the lawns that I've seen and what I think would look good in your property. Anyways, thank you so much for submitting information. Go ahead and book in a time right now so I can actually know when I should call you. By the way, I'm going to be texting you, so look out on your phone. And again, this is all automatic, right? So now the automatic text message is sent. Now the calendar links sends to him, and he's prefacing this lead. So do you think a client's going to be happy with that process? Do you think that is going to help him convert more of his website visitors into actual paying customers? Of course. And I don't have to do this. This is harder for us, right? This is more work for the client, but I know how powerful this is. And again, we're over delivering here. And that's kind of the theme, hopefully, that you've been catching on, is we want to over deliver and provide genuinely an amazing service that helps them get more customers and make more money. So that's what they do.
Help us.
Sure, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. Help us understand here. How long did it take you? What obstacles did you go through to really perfect this? I mean, you're giving a finished product, very generous of you. You're walking through in detail, but what was that journey looking like of getting this far? And what should our receiving audience expect with customization and patience and really implementation? Because you made it look easy, but not everybody's at your level.
Yeah. So actually, and it's funny because clients also don't know exactly what to say. So we actually give our clients the script. So in this video, if you see, I'm going over a document. So we give our clients the script of roughly what to say. It doesn't have to be perfect. Having any video is better than having no video. Honestly, it came from a lot of trial and error. Again, I've managed hundreds of websites at the same time. And I don't mean like these website in a day websites. Some of them were these templated websites, but most of them were custom WordPress websites. And I've just seen the analytics on the back end. We had this one client just had a lot of videos, and we just one day just put the video on his thank you page. And then all of a sudden he was getting more replies on his leads. And I was wondering, well, why is that? He's getting just as much traffic as this other client. Why is he doing better? Is he just a better business owner? Is he better at sales? Is he better at X? Is he better at Y? And then I realized, although he might be better at sales, he wasn't scared of filming videos. And so now we tell all of our clients to do it. And the cool thing is everyone has a smartphone. So you give them a script, your clients aren't going to be against this idea. It might be uncomfortable for them, but no one's going to be against the idea of, hey, I'm going to make my leads more qualified. Because at the end of the day, it's true, right? If your customer, your clients call their leads and call their website form submissions, and they already know what their face looks like, what their voice looks like, they're way more likely to sign up. So, and especially if you're working with like a chiropractor or like a massage therapist, imagine if you had a video that it was maybe like a quick tour. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for submitting your information. I just want to give you a quick tour of our massage studio, of our chiropractor clinic. This is our, this is this expert. This is that expert. Like, that'd be cool. You feel like you're building a relationship.
Yeah. And again, results will vary, right? Based on the person's experience, the time, the effort, following the instructions, but you've pretty much provided, as I'm looking at the resources now, you've provided a step-by-step that those resources will be released at the end of this training to get into here. And for those that didn't jump on for day one and day two, just to give them a reintroduction here, your initial entry into the industry was as a web designer, correct?
Yes, correct. I started as a web designer, and I mean, I was handwriting code in the beginning, had a full-time job, sitting in a cubicle. Yeah, all web design.
And with that pain and that experience you had, you started building out your business and then becoming a coach, mentor to many others. So this isn't just a swipe and deploy based off of what he found from somewhere else. This is based on pain and time invested. So my friends that are tuning in here, that are looking forward to the assets, as you get them, customize them to make them yours. Be open-minded to taking your time and being patient with implementing. And know that, one way is not for everyone. So you'll have that flexibility. Pavel, thanks for the context and just kind of, letting people know that this isn't just an overnight success. This is overtime experience and process. I'm going to throw the mic back to you.
Yeah, man, 100%. I started this company in 2017 and I've learned this all. I don't see anyone talking about this, like, let alone, I definitely don't see web designers talking about it, but even in the marketing space, no one is going this far in depth and doing this for their clients. And right, since some people wonder how I'm able to charge $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Well, it's because I'm making my clients so much more money by doing these little things. So cool. Let's dive in. Let me actually show you what some of these look like. I'm sure some people are curious. Well, what questions do you ask on the onboarding form and so forth? So let's actually take a look. So this is the onboarding form. Again, you're going to just put your logo at the top. Boom, name, company name. I'll let you take a look at this and screenshot it if you like. We also have a Google Creative folders. For example, clients have a bunch of images. I used to sit back and forth trying to email them and this and that. Just have a button, opens up a new Google Drive folder. All the clients can import all their photos that they want on the website in here, and then literally they fill this all out. The whole idea with this process is as they go through, once they go through this process and hit this thank you page, you have all the information that you need. You have everything. So we want to automate a lot of this. Then what happens is they go to the video page, but again, that's optional. But you can just redirect it to the calendar page as well if you'd like. And this is what it looks like here. So you're going to have the calendar below. It's not pulling my calendar since this is on a demo account, but looks very simple. Nothing crazy there. And then the thank you page has your logo again. It says you're booked. It pulls in their name. We look forward to speaking with you then. We've emailed you confirming the day, time, and then of course, talk soon. It'd be your name and then also your agency name right here. And then FAQ, right? What do I need for the call? We use Zoom, so you can just tell them to install Zoom if they don't already have it. And then what do I need? You can customize this yourself, right? So that is the process automated. Okay, contract signings. How does that work? Everything is going to be inside of Go High Level. Contract, Go High Level sign feature. This is how it looks. We actually just had it here. So let me show you what that looks like. If you are inside High Level, you can go under payments and then right here, documents and contracts, click this, you hit new, and we usually just upload a PDF since we have all of our contracts in PDF form. And then it will tell you that it'll ask you to put in fields just like this. And you're just going to drag it and drop it. Name, company signature, and now they can e-sign it. Electronic signature, boom, all done, all inside High Level. Okay, now you're going to add this client inside of ClickUp. So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is a tool that we use to manage everything. I'm going to show you that in a second. And you're going to add in all of the details. So once you open it up, you're going to have a tab that says client management. And then once you actually open that client, you'll have all of the checklists. Let me show you an example of how this is going to look. So once you load this up and you make an account, it's going to look like this. You're going to have clients. And then we also talked about doing internal SOPs, right? Standard operating procedures. This you can build out with time. So this is an example. Right. So you go in here, you can have recordings and, here's tutorials on how to send emails, so again, this is for outreach. So if you're automating reaching out to different people, then you can have tutorials on that outreach scripts, our sales process, everything, right? How to do Facebook outbound, everything. So, but this is the more, right, like how to edit content and how to install a website form, how to embed the code, how to install live chat. So you can give this over to your team. This is what it looks like under clients. So you get a new client and it should look like this. And right here, again, you can automate this process as well, where you can use Zapier to link that form. So when someone fills out a form, it automatically pastes all their information in here. But right now, what I do is when someone fills out the form, we actually, I email my assistant. He gets all the form questions. He automatically goes, and his first task is to go inside ClickUp, add him as a client. And the way you do that is you hit add task right here, and then it gives you something below. Boom, you can put in the client's name. And then he goes in and he pastes all of the client's details inside of here as a comment. And then he imports these checklists. So as you can see, you want everything with checklists. This is the biggest life hack. Send client welcome email, boom, done. Send contract inside of Go High Level, done. Again, check it off like this. Import all information into ClickUp from the onboarding form, done. Create client Discord channel. So what we do is we used to use Slack. We use Discord now for all of our clients. I found that it works just as well and it's free. So we just create a separate account on Discord or Slack, and it's just for that client. So we can just talk about that client. We'll talk about the web design launch process here in a bit. So let's dive back into the slides and I'll show you the other checklists here soon. Okay. Website in a day build out. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to create a new sub account inside of your high level. You're going to import our website snapshot or create your own. Again, towards the end, I'm going to give you a website in a day template that you can take, you can import. This allows us to copy paste websites and all the settings very easily, right? So where are the custom values? Custom values change the entire website easily. I also have other custom websites or other custom values that I've been experimenting with when it comes to colors. So you go under custom values, you type in a new color and it changes all the colors on the website. That's still in beta phase, so I won't show that, but it is possible. You can automate this with the SaaS plan. So again, I think I mentioned this in day one, but you can have all of this automatically imported if you're on the SaaS plan and they check out on your homepage of your website. And so you want to shoot to get everything done here in 1 to 2 days, especially if you're just importing it. So if you imported, let's say, a snapshot, then it can be inside here. It'll be inside websites. And again, if you're just showing it on a sales call, then I just have one sub account for everyone for like demo presentations. But if you're actually making it for the client, you want to take the main one. So we import it right here. It'll say the client's name in the top left. And then you have the main one. You can go in and start editing the website right here, right? You click into it, you hit edit, boom, edit in a new tab. And then now you can change and edit everything. So let's go ahead and keep on moving here. Okay. Finalizing the actual website. So let's talk about the website content. You can use the same content on all of the pages for the basic plan. So if somebody's paying us $150 a month, that's not an SEO package. It's not a content package. And I know what some people are thinking. Oh, well, what if one client sees the same website as another client? So that's never happened. That's never happened to us before because we work with clients all over the US. Okay. And also, by the way, I'm willing to bet if you sat down and you looked at a bunch of people's websites, you'll realize that not only do a lot of other agencies, these massive companies do this exact thing and they install the same template for all their clients on a basic level plan, but also how many original ideas can you come up with? If you change images and if you just change how it looks, like there's only so many ways that you can make a website, especially if it's for this basic plan. If they pay for a custom site, make it all custom, do this and that. But if someone has any objections, upsell them the custom website. This is a basic plan. We're not optimizing for SEO or anything else. We're just getting something up they can have linked to their Google My Business. And trust me, I've actually seen these websites with the same content rank because they're in different cities and they're still ranking on Google, even though we're not fully optimizing it. It's not terrible for SEO. And you could throw in like basic on-page optimization. Again, you can customize this to whatever it is that you want. And you can throw that in, add like a setup fee, 500, 1,000, for basic SEO upfront. So change this for each client. You want to change the pictures and the business bio on the About Us page. So obviously the About Us can't be copy and paste. I also just recommend you change the photos on the homepage, definitely the About Us, and maybe even some of the service pages. You can even have like a gallery page if you want, and then swap those photos. That does need to be custom for the client. But again, if you have a virtual assistant, all they're going to do is go to that Google Drive, right? That we had the client upload all their photos, and you're just going to take photos from there. If you want custom content, you can either write it, you can hire someone to write it, or just use ChatGPT. So for my assistants, we have prompts that are inside of ClickUp, right? Inside these dropdowns, prompts that we give. They can say, hey, this is the client details. And we literally just put in their onboarding form into ChatGPT. And you can say, act as a copywriter for a website, give me content around X, around Y, and it'll give you content. So install live chat. All the contact forms should be go high level. And you also want a tracking number. We just use toll free because it's very easy to get approved with A2P. And then later you can switch it to a local number if you want. So again, if you're doing a custom website, use the contact forms inside of Go High Level. Also use the live chat feature. We install this for everyone. Again, you want to assume, even if they just paid for the website in a day, you want to assume they want the SaaS plan and just automatically enroll them into SaaS. I suggest creating this once and everyone gets the same content unless they pay for SEO. Meaning, if you're working with landscapers, build one website in a day website for landscapers, the same content. Obviously, you can build out all the different services. Maybe not every client does all those services. Maybe one client doesn't do lawn design. Another client does do lawn design. So you could just hide that page for that client, but have a master template and then just give them all the same content. So that way you don't have to redo it every single time. So onboarding meeting for website in a day clients. So you're going to be showing the website. So the goal of this meeting, right? So this is after you build it. Again, a couple of days later, or if it's a custom website, could be a week later. The goal of this meeting is to get domain access so you can actually launch the website. This could be Namecheap, GoDaddy. If they don't have one, then you can just purchase a domain for them. We always do this on the client's behalf. I don't want to own their domains. I just have them share their screen like I'm doing now. They go into Namecheap and they buy the domain. Then you link it to Go High Level under it's under settings, domains, very easy to find. You just link it to High Level. And then it's officially launched and live on his domain. You're just going to attach it to that funnel. Now, you want to collect past leads also on this call. So past leads they never closed, or even a past customer list. So again, it depends on your industry, but let's say you're working with a landscaper and they have 30 website form submissions on their website per month. So let's look at last month. They had 30 people reach out, and I would ask him, how many of those 30 people turned out to be customers? If they say 10, okay, great. You have 10 past customers. You have 20 people that you never closed. And that's what I mean. Now, this is easier for some industries, more difficult for others. But I would import everyone. And also some industries, you can reactivate their old customers. So let me give you an example. Massage therapy, I would just get, or chiropractors, I would just get one giant list and I would do a reactivation campaign for all of them. And then I would get another list that's just definitely their customers and then do the Google reviews campaign for them. If you're a roofer, I wouldn't take past customers of roofers and try to sell them a new roof, because if they fixed the roof 6 months ago, 1 year ago, chances are they probably don't need necessarily a new roof, but you can still reactivate people that they never closed, people that reached out a year ago or 6 months ago that they didn't actually turn into a customer. That still makes sense. And so again, they just signed up for a website package, but you're going to do this to over deliver. Then you connect everything to Go High Level. So if you hit the launch pad at the top of Go High Level, I'll show you what that looks like right here. You hit launch pad and you just connect all of this. Okay. So again, if they're on WordPress, you can connect that here, but connect the Google My Business, the Facebook, the Messenger. If they're not using Stripe, no problem, but connect everything. And when you do Facebook, it'll do Instagram as well. So that's going to be huge. You want them to download the Go High Level app. So on the App Store, it's called Lead Connector, and I think it's on that launch pad as well. And have the client download this, because this is how they're going to check on their business when they're on the go, when they're driving, when they're doing anything. They should definitely have it on their phone, and where they can respond to all the messages. And you can show them, hey, this conversations tab, all your Facebook messages, all of your Instagram messages, they're all going to go here. No longer have to open up 10 different apps to send messages. And then also on that onboarding, you want to send a test text message so they see that this is real and they can see that in real time. Type something in, hit send, it'll go to their phone, they'll respond, and they'll see that it happens in real time and appears in the dashboard. They just love it. I mean, it's kind of common sense for us that this works, but they just love it. If it's the first time they're seeing it, they're going to get excited about it. So about Go High Level, don't ask them. Again, next part of this is the way that you're going to phrase it. So the next part of our process is connecting everything to our dashboard so you can check your contact forms, your leads, your calls, and website performance, everything in one place. And it's true. They can, if they are even just doing a website, right? You go in here, you can go under reporting and you can check their calls. You can check everything. We want to help them track everything. So assume the sale, automatically onboard them into everything SaaS. If they want changes on the website, if it's website in a day, upsell them the custom website, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. So speaking of the custom website, so John, does everything make sense so far? I just want to confirm.
Yeah, I'm just trying to consume it. Yeah, I'm trying to consume it. I'm putting myself in the shoes of our audience. Someone that just got started with High Level because they found us at an event online, friend told them. Their head's got to be spinning right now. So what advice do you have for them?
The advice I have is, even if it seems overwhelming, a lot of this stuff is simpler than it seems. And the best way to learn, the best way that I learn, is just by going and doing. I promise it's not that complicated. We're talking about ClickUp and checklists and this and that, but honestly, it's very easy and it's very simple. If you do it one time, it's very simple. You have a new client, you take their form, you put it into ClickUp, you have the whole checklist. And even if you don't know anything about what you're doing, just follow the checklist and everything will be done. Very simple.
And then, I'm trying to think of the marketer who's experienced, who's advanced, but they don't offer website services because it is not worth their time in their initial perception of what the offering has to offer, right? But now maybe they're tuned in while they're doing some work or in the middle of some appointments, and they're like, let me just take a look at this and see what it's about. And maybe we pique their interest. If they're not offering websites as part of their offering, can you just share maybe your perspective of, since you are offering websites as your sole offering, what are they leaving on the table and why is that important?
Yeah, so you're certainly leaving a lot on the table. And the reason is because I've actually tested this. I've gone away from websites and just focused on marketing services. I've just offered Facebook ads and Google ads and this kind of thing. I've offered websites and SEO. I've offered just websites. I've offered just website hosting. So I've done all these individually and I've done them together. So the first thing that I'll say is, if you are a marketing agency that currently doesn't offer websites and your client genuinely needs a new website, they're probably going to spend their money with someone else. And they're going to pay someone else $5K, $6K, whatever. So you're leaving money on the table. Considering I'm going to show you how to outsource this whole thing for $1,000. So they pay you $6 and you keep $5. Not bad, if you ask me. So I think a lot of people aren't offering it because they think they need to be this expert. And we're going to cover how to outsource a lot of this here shortly. But the other thing that I'll say, the more important thing that I'll say is, if you use this as a downsell, you could potentially never lose your clients. Imagine if you offer marketing services and you're charging $1,000, $1,500 a month. You really shouldn't be charging less than $1,000 anyways, if you're doing marketing. Mm-hmm. But if you are charging for these services, if a client leaves, let's say in 3 months or 6 months, you now have nothing. Mm. If your clients churn, you have nothing. You have no monthly recurring revenue. Now, if during that process that you sold them on marketing services, you also said, hey, no problem, we're just going to implement this Go High Level SaaS, and we're going to actually just replace your contact forms. A lot of people use the Go High Level platform for their marketing leads and their landing pages and the Google ads. But even if you just went in and you don't even sell the website in a day, you just replace their website forms, replace any quote forms that they have, add in a calendar at the end of their website process, website lead process, add the live chat. They're now going to be way more active inside of High Level, and they're going to attribute that to you because this is your platform. They're logging into your platform. So even if you're not getting as many leads from your marketing campaigns, they're still getting websites. So not only will they stay longer on your marketing services, but now if they want to cancel your marketing services, they're going to want to keep the website. You're tracking everything. All their phone calls are replaced. You activated Yext. You did all this other stuff. And now they can be a client that's paying you $150 or $300 per month forever. You already have the client. You're already doing onboarding calls. You might as well just offer this. A lot of clients, we've even signed on clients that we do marketing campaigns for, like Facebook ads, and they don't have a website, or their website is just so outdated. So we just, for free, we don't charge anything else. We just build them the website in a day, implement that. And even though we did marketing for 6 months, now they've been a website client for years. So
yeah, you're up to bat. I'm the pitcher. I'm going to throw you a curveball right now, Pavel.
Let's do it.
I'm going to throw you a curveball, and this is for my super experienced web developers, web designers that are out there, and they go, "Hey, man, I've been doing this a very long time, and although High Level's web platform is probably great and everything, you're never going to catch me leave WordPress." What do you have to say about that?
I say you can integrate WordPress inside of High Level. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're going into the custom website process right now, and High Level does have the WordPress hosting inside. So if you actually look at it and you go into sites, you can have your WordPress website right here. And if it's too much to move it, then you can just integrate You go into forms, right? You go into the builder and you can copy the embed code and put it on the WordPress website. Again, if you're just doing custom sites, that's great, but you want to be charging, you want a monthly recurring business.
So now I guess the curveball hit me back. So I could use WordPress, I could use theme forest, Divi, all these different template styles.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Oh, okay. All right. You got me. I'm in. Tell me more.
All right, let's do this. So let's talk about custom websites, custom website build out. So I picked 5 to 10 themes that I loved on Theme Forest. I used to do all of my custom sites on WordPress. And so I'm glad you mentioned that because we have a lot of that. So let me show you Theme Forest. And again, if you also don't know much about websites, the best way to learn is just go into a marketplace like this, like Theme Forest, and just look at what's high performing. Look at what's selling out. Look at what themes people love. Because if 26,000 people love this theme and they all have a 5-star rating, it's probably a pretty good theme and it's probably a pretty good look. Now, even if you're not purchasing these themes, if you just want website ideas, you want to see what a nice website looks like, these are literally people raving about these websites. Like if you want to become a better web designer, if you want to become better at design, look at what these guys are offering. Look at their designs and just start asking yourself, okay, cool. I kind of like this element here. I like this here. I like this there, and so forth. So you can learn a lot by just going into these. And again, you have live previews. So click into the live previews of all of these and just explore it. So, and at the end of the day, if you're doing the custom websites and you are using WordPress, then I had 5 to 10 themes, and even my custom websites were kind of templatized. They weren't fully custom. I used the theme and then I built off that theme. So I picked one for a client. Here's an example of one of my actual websites that I used for a client. Of course, I changed all the addresses and names and phone numbers. So this is all like dummy text. And this is an actual live custom website. Well, it's not live, again, because I replaced all this stuff, but I did use this for a client. The only thing that we had on the client is we had the website form right here on the top right. So you can see that empty field. We had a form. And as you look at it, it looks quite nice, right? We have a good attention to detail here with the lines here. We have nice icons. We have their testimonials. And by the way, you can integrate the high-level testimonial builder, and it will automatically populate this with the newest reviews that they get on Google as well. And so we have it all built out. We have a gallery they can go through all of this, right? I typically like to add a little bit of humor on the website. So I'll put like cups of coffee or something like that to be a little bit cheeky there. And then, yeah, so there's a form, and then we have a couple more testimonials, and then that is the website. And then when it comes to the drop downs, again, when it comes to this is all about conversion. So as you can see, this is highlighted, free in-store consultation. We have that there, 5-star rated company. We have the phone number. As you scroll down in the bottom left, we have this high-level live chat widget on every single website. This is amazing as well. And all this it doesn't even have to be a live chat. This is just another version of a website form. And that's it. And it goes into their dashboard, into your dashboard. And then under services, of course, we have different pages and everything for whatever it is that they offer. So this is an example of a website that you can build. Always embed the Google My Business because it also does help with SEO. So,
Pavel, when you're doing this, I noticed the chat widget on the bottom. You mentioned the embed form. So the real power of the website, for those that may not be familiar with the strategy, they understand the concept, just not the detailed strategy. You want to embed the form fills. You want to activate the chat, maybe activate the conversation AI, add the calendar feature. Like you said, add the Google Business Profile map in there. Maybe add the testimonial feed from the reputation management. So you're adding these features, right? And
yes.
It's going to take time, but has that worked best for your clients?
Yes, 110%. You always want to add in the email field, but this is how you would do it. You would go under here, boom, chat widget, you do this. And then once you hit save right there, you get the code, you just paste the code, and then you have it across the entire website. So very, very easy to do. Same thing with the forms. You just hit builder and then you just get the code and you copy and paste it. There it is. And you could even choose if you want it to be right, live chat. You could choose, different AI stuff and this and that. We just have it be an SMS just because it's just simple. Yeah. But
and I appreciate you showing the simplicity of it. Because it's easier said than for many easier said than done, but you're doing both. You're talking about it with confidence because you've done it, but you've also coached others, but now you're showing like, look, click here, click there, and you're everywhere. So I appreciate
Yes,
that.
exactly. Exactly. Now, the way that I would do this is I would assign all of this technical stuff to a VA. VA is a virtual assistant. Have them install everything. If you're doing the custom website, then they should be the one that is installing the WordPress theme. Have them add the dummy text. VA adds everything, go high level. They create the form on high level. They embed the code. They embed the live chat. They add the surveys, the calendars, everything. They should be taking care of this. Now, if you want to make things custom, you can do it now. So maybe add sections and so forth. And now you need content. So let's talk about how to actually get content. So this is a live search that I did on Upwork. I like Upwork. They have reviews. They have a bunch of stuff. Maybe some of you have used this before as someone that's looking for work. I've only really used this as someone that is hiring. So I think it's another point. You can hit up sign up and then you can choose your category. But go ahead and type in something like website content writer, and you will find people that will literally write content for your entire website. Look at their job success. Look at how much money they earned. Chances are it's probably pretty good. And you don't even necessarily need people that are US based. If they have a good job success score and they've earned a lot of money, then people probably like them. Look at their reviews and just scroll down and you can see the fees. $15 an hour, $35 an hour, right? $15 an hour, $35. You can even find people in the States, right? US, $35 an hour. And I know that might kind of seem like a lot. Oh, well, it's $35 an hour or $50 an hour, but it's really not. They're writing content on your entire website. If you're doing custom websites, you're charging $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. So if you're charging $6K for them to just write content across the whole website, if it's a more simplistic website like this that has, services, all of this, it's not going to cost that much. The whole thing is going to be less than $1,000 and they will have done all of the work. So you're pocketing still 5,000 and then maybe outsourcing this for 1,000. And that's expensive, by the way. They should be done in half a day, a full day. So depending on what their hourly rate is, I mean, they should cost you $300, $400 to get content for the entire freaking thing. 500, 600. Again, all depends on who you hire. And so that's how you can do it. I would suggest you hire a few and then work with one that you love that has great reviews. Just hire a couple people, have them do different things. Some people are more responsive than others. Some people take forever to respond. Some people are very quick. So just find someone that you like, work with them consistently. And again, you're only going to pay them as you have work. So you don't need a full-time employee. Give them the client onboarding form. Give them the existing site that your virtual assistant right here created, or if you don't have one yet that you created, right? Give them the WordPress theme, give them, or even your go high level theme, right? Go inside your account and just give them that website and say, hey, all of this content needs to be replaced. And now they know what they have to replace and they will do everything. They'll go over the entire website and replace all the homepage content in a Google Doc. So in this section of what we're doing, eventually you want them to do the whole website, but in the very beginning, you want them to just do the homepage, because I typically go over the homepage first. I do a meeting with the client. So this is just for the custom website, by the way. I will do the first meeting just going over the homepage and the theme, and I just show them everything, because I don't want to build an entire website and then have them telling me, actually, I don't like how this looks, and then we have to switch to a different theme. So I show them the homepage. We have all the content on the homepage, and then you go and you build the rest. So this is how it works. Then, right? So you do that. You just do the homepage, onboarding meeting for the custom website client. Now you show the website. So the goal is you show them this homepage that you built. Let's say from Theme Forest, maybe it's a go high level homepage, maybe it's whatever. You collect your past lead list again, as we did in the website in a day. You collect the Google reviews list. You connect everything to go high level. Again, don't ask. Just say, this is the next part of our process. We're going to connect everything so you can check all of your website forms, your leads, your phone numbers, all your calls, everything. And then once homepage design theme is approved, meaning they like it, they say, hey, cool, this is a good theme. Keep going. Then the copywriter writes content for the rest of the website. So just to clarify, you sign up a client. 5 days later, you show them the homepage. If this is a custom website, once they approve that, then you book another meeting so you can actually build out the rest of the site, or you don't even have to book it. You could say, great, this usually takes 2 weeks. I'll let you know, and we'll schedule a meeting once we're done. So you don't have to set that third meeting. So again, assign the Google Doc to your VA to replace the content. to that Upwork contractor, they're going to go through the rest of the website and replace all the content, add relevant icons and images and everything else. You're going to review it first, but once you actually trust them, you don't even really need to review all the different pages. Like once you find a good Upwork person, that will write the content quality that you want and that you're used to, and you know that they're going to be picking good images and good everything. You don't necessarily have to do much else. So you may go back and forth a few times, maybe tweak things yourself if you're an actual designer, right? Like you might want to have a say in the design and you want this and you want that. That's great. Go in at the very end and even train your designer, train your virtual assistant on your style and how you like to do things. Or maybe you can always have a last finishing touch on the things that you like, and it could be your thing that you do if that's something that you take pride in. And at the end of the day, these are expensive websites that we're selling, so you should be happy with them as well.
If I could just get your insight on this, like at High Level, we just launched a program at directory.gohighlevel.com where we certify folks. They pay a subscription fee to be part of the network. They go through training, hours and hours of training. They get proctored exam, and they are partners of High Level for fulfillment. You can, by all means, find someone that is familiar with High Level on social media, in person, whatever the case may be. For us, we bridge the gap of the fear of loss, or maybe someone who may be not giving the full truth of their true experience. With your experience with hiring freelancers, maybe through a Facebook group or through a random post versus going onto Upwork or Fiverr, initially, what was the learning curve? And then at what point did you try, or how did you go about building your trusted network?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And I think a lot of people, they speak to one person, two people, right, two assistants, three assistants, and then they just don't have the skill that they want, or maybe they don't have the experience that they want. And then they just give up. They say, nah, no one does it like me. But again, like prospecting, this is a volume game. And for me to hire one good person, I'll get 100 applicants. And it's very easy to do as well. We just make a Google form. You can also make a form inside High Level. We just make a form. I post in a bunch of different Facebook groups. This is for the virtual assistant that is actually a designer. Go to some web design groups. Go to this. Go to the High Level Job Network. Right? Go to the this program where you guys actually certify these people, and create an application. Have 50 people apply. Have 60 people, 70 people, 80 people apply. And one thing you want to do in this application is have a field that is asking for a Loom video. This has been one of my hacks. Ask people to submit a video to your company. Even if you will never talk to them on Zoom, you don't even require that they speak perfect English. You want someone that does speak English, of course, if that's your native language. Of course, if you speak something else and you prefer a virtual assistant that speaks that language, no problem, do that. But I want to see that people are reading my application. So Loom video, everyone that doesn't submit that video, I immediately throw away their application. So if we get 100 applicants, which by the way, it's not hard to do, post in a couple of Facebook groups and people will bombard your application link and also your DMs. But I would recommend you just go off of that application. And you can do this inside of Upwork as well. Just invite people and in the description say, hey, to apply for this job, use this link. Out of everyone that does submit the video, you can just briefly watch the videos, and then you want to interview them. And really the best way, do a couple interviews. It might take you half a day, do like quick 10-minute interviews. And then from there, best thing you could do is hire 2 or 3 people and then just give them a couple projects and just see how they work. Like the way that we've done it is we just create them a sub account on High Level and we give them some kind of project. And this is cool. If you want to hire a virtual assistant that manages your entire High Level business, like your entire SaaS business, like that's what we have. So we don't even make I personally don't make any automations. I don't build any websites. I don't even close my clients because now I have a salesperson, but I don't build things inside of High Level because I've hired someone. And if you want that, you have to test them. They can tell you a million things, but create them a sub account, and you can even pay for their time. Hey, no problem. This is what I need. This is the kind of website I need. This is blank. This is that. And just gauge their communication, very important, and look at their work. How long does it take them to complete the work? Are they responsive when you reach out to them? And that's how you want to do it. And you can also ask them, to add you on Discord, which is again what we use, and you just invite them into your company Discord account or Slack, if that's what you're using. And then now you have your whole team, you have all your clients, boom, you have everything there, right? Everyone is in one place. It's nicely organized. That is how I would think about hiring. Too many people hire a few people and then give up because they're not what they think.
Took the words right out of my mouth, and I agree with you. And you know, again, it's a free market. It's an open market. You don't have to be certified to be successful. You don't have to go to college to be successful, right? So to your point, you don't have to go to one of these sites. You don't have to use a directory program, but you need to have a process in place to filter out the noise. And I appreciate you sharing what you use, because that's what we need most times, is just the simple, like, one way to highlight who's worth my time and who's not. And that filter process of the video fills a lot of gaps. So thank you. Back to you. And this is awesome, man. I appreciate you just giving away the farm. I mean, if you're loving what you're seeing, right? And we're live on YouTube. We're trying to get live on the other areas. The recording will be available. But if you love what you're seeing, if it resonates, if you have questions, if this is complementing what you've been thinking and just needed that validation or that support, that you're not crazy for thinking this process, it lines perfectly. Throw me some emojis, share our guests some love, some energy, because we're about to bring this home. And there's a couple more slides here of some content that you probably didn't expect to receive. So let's show our appreciation and keep this ball going.
100%. I see a bunch of people here on the live. I see a bunch of comments here. I appreciate you all. I'm seeing a lot of nice things being said, so I love it. Let's go ahead and keep on going. So, final custom website meeting. So once the website is 100% done, you're going to show the client the website and launch it live on their domain. Usually they give us access to the domain, but I like it, again, to be on their own account. I want them to own the domain. So the Go High Level WordPress hosting is going to be a great option for you if you're building WordPress websites. We used to host everything back when we did hundreds of websites. We hosted everything on HostGator. So I like that platform as well. And you can still integrate it with High Level using the forms and the embed codes and all that stuff. So email or call the client once live. So as soon as this website is live on the domain, email them. Wow, your website's live. So excited. Hype them up a little bit. Then you're going to run the database reactivation campaign and the Google reviews campaign. You're going to run both. We want to get them as quick of wins as humanly possible. Imagine your client is really excited. They have a brand new website. What do they want on that website, right? They want to see action. They want to see action. So by doing the database reactivation, by emailing and texting all their old leads and customers, their dashboard is going to start filling up, and they're going to instantly feel good inside and hopefully even make money from it more often than not if they have a good list, or at the very least get a bunch of reviews, and they'll be very, very happy with that. And even though it's not directly linked to the website, that's still linked to you, and they'll be very happy with you. Cool. Rough time frame, 2 to 3 weeks, but we can tell client takes a month and then over deliver. So I always tell them, hey, for a custom website, it's going to take a month to get it live. We've gotten it done because you're systematizing everything like this. And it's not just you building the entire freaking website and trying to put it all together like that image that I showed you earlier. You're running around and putting the phone in the box and this and that. We have people doing everything. You can get it done in 2 weeks if you really want. And then we just over deliver. Tell them, hey, man, what's going on? It's done. It's been 2.5 weeks, right? And then now, again, they feel good. So set the expectation, over deliver. Okay, upsell meeting. So typically 2 weeks after this period, after this point, you want to get on and see how they like everything, see how they're using it, and start upselling. So after you run the DR campaign and Google reviews, that's when you're going to chat with them, right? You want to see, and then you want to jump on Zoom and ask them, how have the results been? Have you gotten more Google reviews? And sometimes they don't know, so you can just show them, look. And if you want, you could even take screenshots. Take a screenshot before and take a screenshot after. Look at how many reviews you had before we got started. Look at the reviews now. You literally doubled your reviews. You went from 20 to 47 reviews. Show them that. Show that right in their face. Review results of the campaign. Go over the leads that responded. Go over all the leads inside of the conversations tab inside of High Level. Ask them how they like the system, right? Ask them if they're using the software and the unified inbox. Hey, so how are you liking it? How are you using the mobile app? Because some people will genuinely say, oh, I never use it. You'll run this database reactivation sometimes and clients have no idea. Like they're getting email notifications every time someone responds, right? Maybe even the app is putting notifications on their phone, but they just ignore it. It's crazy. So you want to follow up and make sure that they're seeing everything. And you can do this by also checking their high level account and seeing that they're actually responding to their website form submissions, that they're actually calling these people. You want them to use this. We're helping them build a habit. This is how they're going to stay paying you, is if they're actually using it. So you want to show the other features, do it live with them on their business. So on this meeting, again, we didn't even talk about social media posting or any other feature that we have inside of high level, like the invoices and all that stuff. But do this with them now, right? So make a social media post. I love doing this. Everything's linked now. Make a social media post and launch it to all the social media platforms and watch them be amazed. Again, we're just over delivering and over delivering and over delivering for the client. That they're going to think, oh, wow, this is really cool. I can make posts on everything. This saves me a bunch of time. Also, show them how you can use AI to automatically respond to reviews. It's literally just a checkbox. If you go under reviews inside of high level, and then it just says AI review response, you're going to check that off and automatically responds to all the reviews, because a lot of times they don't have time to do this. Show the auto AI review messages. If they sent, make sure you show that to them. Make sure they have access to the mobile app, make sure everything works, and they know how to use all of this. So very simple. It might kind of seem like a lot, but I promise, once you do this stuff one time, I learn best by doing. So if you're confused, trust me, just go through this. We have this all checklisted. We have this all SOP'd out, so you can go through and actually do all of this.
I am confused, Pavel. To be honest with you, I am a little confused, and I'm probably as confused as some of our audience members. What I'm confused about is why are you like why what's in it for you? What's in it for you as a person to pretty much like share your step by step? Like if co-audience here, if you resonate with what I'm saying here, like you can tell when something's like maybe chat GPT or copy paste, or maybe grab a couple cliff notes, right? Or copied from like a Kindle book or a digital PDF, but like you're literally going step by step on how you normally do it. You could hear it in your tonality. It's building confidence in me. It's building confidence in a handful of people in our groups, because sometimes in this digital citizen nomad world, whether you are behind the laptop as a desk traveling, or you're at home trying to just provide a new skill set and learn, or you're really good at what you do and you try to bring the best out of your staff, like where in the world do you benefit, Pavel, giving all this step-by-step process away, man? Like that's the $1,000,000 question. Like,
yeah, man, I think this is all the stuff that I wish I had when I got started, right? Like, and even now, when I sat down and I did my research on web design, I thought, I was sure that there's someone else, surely since 2017, when I started my company and I started doing this for clients, surely someone since then has released information like this and showed how to actually get clients in web design, how to actually productize your service. And then I went on YouTube and I did not find that at all. Anything that I Googled around web design was just how to actually sit and like design the technical details on the website. Where should we put this element? And actually, this is the new style, and this is the new this and that. But that's not what actually makes you money. So I'm doing this because I don't see it out in the market. I'm doing this because also I have firsthand experience. I've been doing this for many, 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 many years. And I think that this needs to be released. I think it's about time. And it's everything that I wish I had. I wish I had all these trainings. And by the way, I'm giving away all the contracts. I'm giving away everything here. So I hope you are enjoying. And I think people will enjoy this.
they're loving it right now. The comments I'm seeing, and like just imagine every inventor in our lifetime, previous lifetimes, whether it's technology, utilities, whatever it is, imagine they kept that as a secret. We wouldn't be where we are today. And essentially what you're doing for the web development community, the high level community, and just others that are looking to aspire to get into being digital citizens and maybe bringing a side hustle into a main hustle, is giving them the confidence, but also the resources. So look, to say thank you every 5 minutes is going to be a little overboard, but we appreciate what you're sending here. And I only say that because we're about to get into the meat and potatoes of some of the hardest parts of making this all come to life. So I'm going to throw the mic back to you and show us what you got here, because I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, let's do it. And actually, this reminds me that I was going to show you a bit more about the project management, but also inside of ClickUp. So I'll show you what that actually looks like here in a second. So clients are always going to want more from you. Don't always listen, because you know best as the expert. Don't make every single change that they request, and mark all the changes inside of ClickUp. This is something that I was not taught as a web designer, but if you've been a web designer and you've been signing clients on for websites, or honestly any kind of freelancer work, maybe it's graphic design, maybe it's anything that is design, it's tough, because sometimes clients ask for things that are just dumb. They just don't make sense, or they look ugly, or and then they don't even like it. That's the best part. So something I learned was that sometimes you have to say no. It's okay. They paid you, but they also paid you because you're the expert. Imagine if a roofer came to your house and he did something on your roof, and you're like, no, I don't like it. I don't like it that way. Don't put the roof together that way. And then what happens? A rainstorm comes and your roof is leaking, and now there's a puddle on your floor. Why? Because you told him to do it your way. Is the roofer going to listen to you? No. He's going to do it the way that he knows is right. So you actually get the maximum benefit of that roof. And that is how we need to view this. Let me actually show you what ClickUp looks like. So this is the same ClickUp page that we talked about earlier. Let's go through. So this is the web design. And again, every single client, right? So this is ABC Landscaping. Every single client, you're going to import this template. You hit use template and you just import it. Boom, it's all in there. So we have create go high level sub account, and this is just reiterating everything that we just mentioned. Purchase the toll-free number, add custom values, right? Change content, replace images, SMS, email campaign, Google reviews page, create the website form, live chat, set up the triggers, test the lead. So again, this is what we're doing before we even show the client the website. And this is what I hand off to my assistant. My assistant goes through and checks off every single thing here. And as they do that, as you can see, right, we checked this off 42 minutes ago. It tells me when they completed these tasks. So now also I know, and you can set up notifications. Hey, my assistant completed this. And now you're notified. Client onboarding Zoom, boom. So show the client the website, link everything, show client the dashboard, link up the credit card for SMS and email. So we didn't even talk about that, but you can link up your client's card. So every time they're sending emails and these SMS messages, you're actually making profit. Like you're upcharging for the SMS and the email. So if they don't have a website, you purchase the domain, right? Or a link to an existing go high level, ask for the lead list, customer list, all that stuff, right? Have client install this. And anytime your client wants an update, I just put it in here. Anytime the client wants anything, anytime there's a change, anytime this, that, anything. Whenever the content writer comes in and writes content, that document, everything goes in here. So now we have a nice timeline, right? With the exact date, the exact time, on when things got added, when things got changed, when things got created. And every client gets one of these. Now, everything is super, super organized. So with that in mind, let's keep going along here. So how do you actually scale this business? How do you do this in bulk? So if you're doing custom WordPress websites, I used to use this great tool. I actually still use it to manage all of the custom WordPress websites that we have. It's called Manage WP. You install this and you can essentially update all of your plugins on every one of your WordPress websites. On every one of your WordPress websites. Update everything all at once within this one plugin. You just check it off, you hit update, updates all your WordPress plugins, updates all of your WordPress themes, updates everything. And then the other cool feature here is the calendar. So this creates daily backups of your WordPress website. So if anything ever goes wrong, it gets hacked, all I do is I go to this calendar, I just choose a date before it got hacked or before something went wrong, or sometimes clients go in there. It's crazy. It's just insane to me. They go in there and they start changing things and then something breaks and then you have to just revert it. This is what we use. We also install a tool that's a part of this. It's called Uptime Monitor. And it just monitors if the website ever goes down. If it goes down, it notifies us. And also sometimes when you update something, something breaks and then it notifies you as well. So this is how I was able to manage hundreds of custom websites at once when they were paying us every single month. So there's a tool. Okay, let's talk about actually hiring virtual assistants. So everything that doesn't involve talking to clients should eventually be outsourced. And I recommend doing this as soon as you can because you can pay people hourly. You want your time. You need your time. We're not building this, right? Most entrepreneurs or most freelancers that are quitting a job, they quit a job that's 40 hours and then they start freelancing and now they're working 80 hours to escape that 40-hour job. It's insane, right? You want to work on your business, not versus in your business. Everything back-end outsourced. Building the websites outsourced. Website changes, updates outsourced. This especially. The only part that I can kind of understand and I can resonate with, like as an actual website designer, is the design part. Maybe you have your touch. Maybe you pride yourself in how you design things and you truly are an expert. I love that. That's amazing. That was me. And I understand. So you want to have your virtual assistant do everything, and then you do the finishing touches before you assign it to the content. You do the finishing touches, you design on top of what they installed for you. Hopefully that makes sense. But everything back-end high level should also be outsourced. All the workflows, the automatic text messages, the emails, the setting this up, setting that, everything, virtual assistants. Next, prospecting, messaging your ideal clients, setting up new email accounts for sending, creating new social media profiles for messaging these ideal prospects that we previously talked about in your actual list that you have, right? Putting together these lead lists for you. They could be the ones logging into your Outscraper account, your lead sourcing accounts, and generating these for you. Using these lead scraper tools and talking to Fiverr sellers even. I give them logins to my Fiverr. Hey, use this to verify my list, right? Use this tool, use this and that. I can manage my entire team now with just voice notes. This is how you're able to travel full time or just in general work less, right? If something comes up, I can open up our Discord or Slack if you're using that and just send a voice note. Hey, do this, do that, talk to X, talk to Y, find this person, find that, boom, and it gets done. And they're doing it all for you. They're responding for you. So anyone that shows that they're interested, you can also have them respond. So if they have a lead list, they're reaching out to your ideal clients. Anyone that responds, they could also respond and even book them as an appointment on your calendar. If you get someone that's more qualified, they can even call people if they have great English. So what should be your focus? Monitoring outreach, channels, and metrics on a spreadsheet. So my assistants also put all the different metrics, how many people responded, how many people actually booked, how many people are qualified, who's not qualified on a spreadsheet. And then you as the CEO, as the executive, even if you have one part-time employee, even if you have no employees, start thinking like the CEO of this company, and that will help you. Monitor this. You are the one steering the ship. You should be doing intro calls, sales calls, and follow-ups. Now, again, you can outsource this later on, but I certainly don't recommend this in the beginning. This should be your brand. Clients should be talking to you. And at the end of the day, that's one of the highest leverage tasks that you can have. Onboarding calls, a bit of client management work / phone calls. So for lower ticket services, you don't need monthly check-in calls. If someone's paying you $150 per month, you should not be calling them once a month just to check in on them, right? Once they're doing marketing, then they're going to have more expectations. They're, they want to know more about the leads and this and that. Like if they're paying our fee is $2,000 a month for marketing services. And so, for clients that are paying thousands per month, they expect some kind of check-in call and performance update and that kind of thing, but not necessarily for hosting. So you don't have to worry about that. But in the beginning, clients do need hand-holding, and you'll find that in the beginning, you're teaching these people a new habit. You're teaching them to use the Lead Connector app. You're teaching them to use high level for their business, to check high level, to check their conversations, to respond to their leads. This is all very important. And actually, one thing that I'll add is even for the onboarding calls, this is something you can also outsource. So I did this inside of Upwork as well. You could type in onboarding specialists. So in the future, maybe you don't have enough clients yet. You're not making enough to hire a full-time person to do client management work, but you just want to outsource onboarding calls. So that way you're just signing clients and then talking to clients after they already have everything set up. You can also hire someone to do an onboarding call because all you're doing there is just showing them a website. So you can hire someone else, even if they charge $20 or $50 an hour, right? One onboarding call is 1 hour. So if you get 3 onboarding calls that month, then whatever, right? You paid them $150, but you made way more, right? You made, what is that, $450 if you get 3 clients. So the more they can be invested into using your desktop app for their business and the lead connector app on their mobile phone, the better. If they check it every day, that's the best. If they check it every other day, not as good. If they check it once a week, definitely not good. And if they check it once a month, they probably won't be your client for very long. They need to get in the habit of checking this and using it for their business. So how do we actually make more per customer? So if you want to make more money, you have to learn Facebook ads or Google ads or SEO and offer it to those clients. Again, upsell them. This could be a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in to them being your client. Upsell them these ads. Hey, hope you're loving this. Hope you're loving this website. I actually just stumble across this thing. Would love to show you. When's a good time to jump on Zoom? And again, these are your clients. You can just call them, right? Just call them. Just shoot them a text. Hey, let's jump on a quick call. Let me know when you're free. Offer that to your existing clients. You'll go from $300 a month clients to $1,500 or $2,000 per month clients. Now, if you're learning these skills as you're getting web design clients, you're building a baseline level of clients. And then once you do learn this skill and you want to test it for people, and again, if you're brand new, you don't know how to do this service, just do it the first month for free. Test it on them. But that's not the topic of this video. That's the software with services model. In this video, we're talking about software with services in terms of web design. So I like ads for clients and also for your agency. Clients need ads. If it's not you, they're going to pay someone else. That's the biggest thing. So you can sit here and close your eyes and say, I'm just a web designer, but all that money is going to be spent with someone else. Even if you don't want to do it, find a partner and send it to them, and they'll charge you $300, or like a white label agency, they'll charge you $300-$400. You can charge you $1,000 or $1,500 and still make a lot of profit monthly. If you don't want to learn the skills, you can use UpHex. So again, we've talked about this before. You can run the ads within your Go High Level accounts, and also the client can just run it themselves. You can hire a media buyer. Media buyer is an expert that runs all of your ads. Example, my media buyer that I found him inside of a Facebook group. He's been with me for many, many years now. And he was spending like $3 or $4 or like $5,000 a day in the home services space. Like it was a agency, and he was managing over 30 clients. He was managing so much money per month, and they were paying him, it was like $350 a month to work full time. Not even full time. He's working like 50 or 60 hours a week. And he had so much experience, and I hired him and I just showed him, hey, we work with remodelers, very similar to what you did with solar, blah, blah, blah. Trained him a little bit. And then I trained him in high level as well. So he handles everything. Also, I just mentioned this. So you have a white label company as a team in place, they can run everything for you. Now let's talk about ads for your agency. This right here is super, super exciting. So eventually you can run ads to your company. So meetings just appear on your calendar every morning. You wake up and you just have meetings of people that are raising their hands saying, yes, I wanted a meeting at 2 p.m., at 3 p.m. Tell me about these services that you have. And these are automatically booked sales calls. And as you can see here, amount spent, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, but if you spend $4,200, you can get a Facebook lead cost of about $10. So for low ticket, you may lose money on month one, meaning low ticket means if you're charging $150 a month, or $300 a month, you may lose money on the first month. But that's okay because we have recurring services. Most softwares, by the way, don't make money until like months later when they spend money on advertising. So here's an example. I know this doesn't just work for me because I had someone in my community. His name is Kai. He spent $4.2 thousand. This is an exact screenshot that he shared with me. He shared a screen. We jumped on Zoom and he made 3.2K in recurring income. Okay. So on month one, he actually lost money, spent 4.2 thousand, right? Spent a bunch of time doing these meetings, and he signed 3.2K in monthly recurring income. But month two, he was all in profit, right? 6,400. Now he's in profit. Month three, he more than doubled his money and he has recurring clients. And he told me that no one canceled. Not one person canceled his services. And these are recurring, right? So he's building a recurring business. And again, this isn't just me. This is one of my students. I can give you my story. When we were running ads for my agency, I was selling high ticket. And if you do sell high ticket, you can be more profitable. Every time we would spend $1,000, I would get 8 to 10 meetings roughly. So we're spending about 80 to 100 to 100 something per meeting. I would always at least close 2 of those meetings. Our fee is $1,500 per month. So if you do the math, 2 clients, that's $3,000 per month. That's our service fee. That's not even counting ad spend or any other anything else that the client had to cover. So we spent $1,000 and we made back $3,000 per month in recurring revenue. It's hard not to grow a business when you have numbers like that. So I've shown you, that's one of my students. Definitely works. It's worked well for us. You could do high ticket, you could do low ticket, completely up to you. And I actually interviewed him inside my community as well. And he shared all of his ads, his exact ad account, the exact video that he got those people in to his business from. And he just like pulled back the curtain. He shared exactly what page he sent him to, the survey that they filled out. It's very similar to mine. And then he shared his entire process. So anyways, case studies and referrals. You can get video case studies where you interview your clients. This is extremely powerful. When your clients jump on video, some people in the web design space just put in like a link to a website or screenshots to like, here's our past projects. I have found that clients don't really like this. What they enjoy way more is if you just have a video of you interviewing your client. And you can do this at any point. You can collect any win you possibly can, because I realize it's not even about what they say on the video. I mean, obviously, if they say a lot of amazing things, it's better than if they say something negative. But even if they get 10 reviews in the first 3 days because of your Google reviews campaign, or they get 5 appointments in 3 days because of your database reactivation campaign, it's not that impressive, but it's still cool. They didn't spend any money on ads. Or even they just love this new website that you built them. Basically, anytime they're excited about anything, ask them at the end of that Zoom meeting if you can use that clip on your website. That's the real way to do it. I have testimonials that I literally asked my clients to film me. So my clients have got out a phone, boom, like this. They're talking into their phone, and then they send me that video and I post that on my website. I also have clients that I specifically asked them, hey, do you mind doing a client interview with me? And I jumped on Zoom like this, and we're just talking. And I'm just interviewing them. Hey, so where were you before we got started? Where are you at now? How do you like the new website we built? How do you like the ads that we built? Are you actually turning these leads into customers? Like, how's it going for you? How much money have you made from our campaigns? And I actually interview them. And then other times, if I'm doing a client check-in call and I'm just asking them, right? We talked about this earlier, ask them how the reviews have gone. And if they're raving about you, at the end of that Zoom, just say, hey, do you mind if I clip that? And I just put that on my website and just share that you got these awesome results. I've never had a client say no. So even having this is a huge win. Record every Zoom call. So there you go. Just ask them about it. And they'll most of the time be more than happy to do that for you. Most potential clients will never watch these, but it will give you insane social proof when new clients are looking you up. That's all they want to see. A client might click play on one of them, watch 5 seconds and hear your client's voice, scroll down, scroll up, and that's it. But now they trust you. So it's not even about having this super long video. I have testimonials that are like 45 seconds long because it's just a client raving about, oh yeah, we got 5 appointments in 3 days, blah, blah, blah. It was so cool. You know, we just got started 2 days ago and already our calendar is 5 appointments. That's crazy. And it is crazy, but it's all very possible. And they're all genuine testimonials. So let's dive in. That is the end of what I have here. John, do you have anything else that you would like to add, or should we dive into the resources?
Wow. That was a lot. And that's amazing. Let's see if we could let's do this. Let's open up before we get into the resources. Let me just try one thing here real quick to make sure that we could have this ready. Bear with me. I hope that's not going. Let's do this. Let's walk through the resources folder of what they're going to receive, and then we can jump into some Q&A if you're cool with that.
Sure. So we can do the resources folder. You want me to pull up? Let me stop my screen share so I can pull that up here.
The visual walkthrough, just so when they click on it, they know what to expect.
And that's the Google Doc, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right, give me 1 second here, and I will pull that up.
In the meantime, folks, if you want to jot down some questions, I'm going to start compiling them.
Drop down some questions, but also, guys, if you enjoyed this information, let me know. Drop in a 1 if you've liked all this, and let me know, because obviously this took a lot of time to put together. And I put my entire business here on the line. Boom. I love it. A lot of ones here in the chat. This is amazing.
Oh, wow. You're about to crash
Love you
my
guys.
Zoom.
Let's
Oh my.
not crash the Zoom, guys, but everyone. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Awesome.
Love that everyone's getting value.
Yeah, this is awesome. Let's see here.
Boom.
I think stop this.
All right. Well, good luck seeing any questions now, John.
I know they're gone. I'm trying to find an alternative here right now. Let's see. Yeah, it's always refreshing to see everyone's energy, man, and they appreciate it. It's awesome.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, appreciate all of you guys. Okay, so I have this document now live. So John, would you like me to share my screen now?
Go for it.
Cool. And also, guys, if you do want to connect with me, obviously we have way more than this training. I am on YouTube, so love doing that. And then, boom. If you do want to connect, then I do have my Instagram. I'm active on Instagram. You can see my stories or where I'm traveling to. I think someone asked a bunch of like travel questions and everything. You can see my screen, right, John?
Yep, I see it.
Okay, amazing. So yeah, a bunch of people had questions. If you don't get to them here, you can also ask me on Instagram or just in general if you want to follow me. I'm always traveling around to different countries, so it'd be cool to meet up with some people if you're going to be where I am currently in. So this is the document right here that we will include and that I will have a link to. So the first thing here is the best agency tool spreadsheet, right? So this is something that we covered previously. I'll show you what that looks like once again. So it's this right here. It's all the tools that we use, everything from the website hosting and HostGator right here to all the different tools like Outscraper and all that good stuff. Next, we have the agency website import. So earlier I showed you a good agency website that you can use. So this one is available for everyone. You can go in, import this agency into your business and just use it. You'll have to replace the content, but it's all completely yours. You have a field there where you can put examples and case studies and everything else. For our affiliates, if you are an affiliate watching this, I see some of my community members in here as well, or people that paid to get access. You guys are going to get this completely built out with all the content and everything. So website in a day snapshot. So when you actually import this, this is the website in a day that you're going to deliver to your clients. So this is the website to where we have the custom values already in there. The custom values are on the website. So all you do, right, go in there and update that, and it updates the website. So you can take a look. Actually, I could show you that in a second because I don't think we covered the exact website in a day that you guys get. Niche list. So this is from the first day. It's this giant list of niches that you can look at and go after. So that's going to be amazing as well. And then we have our contract. So this is actually really cool because this is a sample web design contract. So this is what you can actually import into High Level to get it signed. And this is the one that I use, and it works very well. So just put in your company name, right? And then this is going to be a field that your clients fill out. And so the way you do it is you just have this on here. And then with every client that you sign, you just send this to them. All of your information is already inputted. They put in their name, they put in their own address, they put in all of their details, and they just sign it, and then you are all good to go. So if you want access to my community, there's a link right here. If you want a free course with more videos and training and all that stuff, that's here. If you already have Go High Level and you still want access to everything, you can still join here. This is, even if you're on the top 497 plan, you can still join by clicking this link here and take a look. We went over live cold calling. This is also a link to my YouTube that's going to be here. And if you want to see me actually close a client live, again, I have a YouTube video with that as well. So you can check that out right here and so forth. So hopefully this was clear. John, do you have any questions about anything that I covered?
34 questions. Let's start with the most basic one here first. What part of
let me first just show which website they're going to get access to, right? Which website in a day before we dive into that. So I believe it is this one. Yes, I believe it's this one. So again, beautiful site. We have testimonial services. So what you can do is, again, you could see this, right? We have the phone number. All these are custom values. Once you input it, it'll automatically appear there. This will look better once like you have a real form in here, and once you actually optimize it and you add the emails and everything. But this is the website that you guys will get. It's a beautiful website. So hope you enjoy. Boom. All these pages are also built out. So anyways, let's dive into some freaking questions.
Yeah, let me go
43
ahead.
questions.
Yep, let me view the details, and I'm pulling this up here. And the first, let's see here.
First question is, what part of Colombia I'm in? I think
Yes.
that's what you were saying.
Yep.
Yes, I'm in Medellin, Colombia right now, and I love it here.
Awesome. Awesome. Next
One of my
question.
favorite places.
Yeah, we have some folks here from Colombia. It looks like on the YouTube and on this chat. Next question here is from Paulie. Do you charge for changes to custom websites, or do you offer a certain amount of changes per month?
That's a good question. So one thing I'm also going to just real quick, I'll mention about the Colombia thing. Yes, I'm in Colombia right now, but actually in about a month I'll be leaving. So I'll actually be all over Europe. So I'll be in like Italy, Greece, and all those countries just traveling. So if you are there, connect with me on Instagram. Would be cool to meet some people on this chat here in real life. That'd be awesome. So, all right. How do we do updates on custom websites? So it really depends on exactly what the client wants. Sometimes clients want insane updates. Like if a client wants me to freaking redesign an entire website for him, I'm not going to do it, or I'm just going to charge him for it. If they want something simple, most of the time, they just want to replace a photo. They want to add a couple images. They want to maybe add a field on the most common update is like photos, staff images. Maybe they fired someone, they hired a new employee. Maybe they want another field on the website form where they actually just want more details. So all of those are included because I'm charging them $150 a month, $100 a month for hosting. And so that's just covered. And then I just give it to my assistant. And then obviously it takes him less than an hour to do. And if you're charging, or if he's charging you $4 to $5 an hour, it doesn't matter.
Yep. Perfect. Next question is, if for some reason the customer that you built the website for wants to cancel, do you give them the full rights? And if so, how do you transfer everything to them?
So it depends. Custom website, yes, they get the full rights. And if they want to transfer everything, we use a plugin. It's called Manage. Let me see. I think it's all-in-one WP. Yeah. So it's called all-in-one WP migration. We use that and we just give them that file. It's a plugin for WordPress and that's it. I don't help them import it. I don't help them do anything. And then I just immediately just put a coming soon page up or website down page on their existing domain as soon as they stop paying. Like literally, I give him 24 hours and then I just give him that file and he can figure out what to do with it. But if they are a website in a day, then no, we own the website. They're paying us. That's why we didn't charge them up front, right? This is the website in a day program. You do not keep this website. If you stop paying 150, everything goes down. It is not your website and we are not exporting it for you.
Got it. This one, I'm going to answer this one here. This one is if I've already signed up under another account already, I'm already a user, do I get access to the resources that Pavel showed? Answer is yes. Pavel will be releasing his folder here at the end of this training to get access to everything he shared through the last 3 days, and the recordings will be available as well. Let me go to the next one here. How do we access the Google Docs? Let's see here. How do you go about offering HIPAA compliant websites?
So with HIPAA compliance, I mean, I actually haven't dealt in that space. I think that for HIPAA, I think High Level has something with HIPAA.
Mm-hmm. There's
compliance
a marketplace, or yes,
I remember seeing that inside of High Level. Also, I believe it's also more about like booking and storing patient information. And so worst case scenario, if you can't figure it out inside of High Level, you just need another form submission, and then you can integrate that in any website that you want. So find a HIPAA compliant like form submission. All of my clients are contractors at this point, and even when I did work with other people like spas, I never actually had to deal with anything HIPAA related myself. But I know High Level is HIPAA compliant, or there's some kind of feature. So I would just Google maybe, or even just chat with the High Level support team, and they'll help you.
Yeah. Next question here that was submitted is, do you have to use an ads manager? Can you just use Facebook Ads Manager within High Level and your website program? So I guess you had mentioned something with ads. We have ad platform within High Level. We just released a beta. You can do Facebook ads, but you want to make sure you connect your forms and you're using the same form that's on your website, and you're just following that help guide on how to fully connect everything, so it's feeding into the conversations into the CRM. Um, when it comes
Right.
to cold calling, Pavel, how often do you cold call per week, or how often would you recommend?
Yeah, it depends, man. It depends on your situation. In the beginning, I was cold calling every day. I mean, cold call as much as you can. Set a time block. I mean, how bad do you want clients? How bad do you want to make money? That's really the answer. And if you want to make money today, you want clients today, then cold call as much as you can. Cold call for an hour, 2 hours a day, and then just start getting better. Right? It's like saying, okay, well, how often should I go to the gym? Well, as much as you can if you want to be fit.
When it comes to next question here, when it comes to SEO, what has been your experience with SEO within the High Level website builder?
Yeah. So my experience with SEO, I did used to do SEO for clients. Actually, a while back, that was one of my first marketing services that I started offering to my web design clients once I started discovering that this whole feast and famine, mindset, one and done kind of project deal wasn't that good. And I was tired of only charging $100 a month. I started offering SEO. Now, initially, gone through a lot of like SEO coaching programs and courses and that kind of stuff. And most of my SEO clients I did on WordPress, because this is before High Level, right? This is 2018, 2019, or even before I knew about High Level, rather. And my experience with, in general, doing SEO on any website builder is that it definitely works. If you know what you're doing in SEO, it can definitely work. And High Level even has SEO features that you can put in on the metadata, on the title tags, on the description. So you can absolutely do all of it. And in fact, what we do now with SEO inside of our High Level websites is we use custom values. So SEO is easier than ever because we don't have to go and change the title on every single page. We update a custom value, it updates across the entire website. So my experience is good. And honestly, I've ranked like Weebly websites. Like this is like back in the day. I don't use Weebly anymore, but I used to use Weebly as I was learning WordPress because it was much simpler. And that's a drag and drop builder as well. And I've ranked websites on Weebly. So don't focus so much on the tool. Focus more on your skills and finding a good keyword, and focus on doing Yext properly and activating that for your clients, and focus on good content.
Awesome. I covered a lot of the questions were around those topics that I mentioned before. There's a handful of technical questions that our team at High Level would need to pretty much handle one-on-one with some of our attendees. We have a few minutes left here, Pavel. I'm going to leave
Yeah.
it back up to you. Anything else you want to include, share as we wrap this up?
Yeah, for sure, man. I also see some questions here in the chat myself. I can also handle them. So let me see. What's the limitation when it comes to the $97 a month plan? So $97 a month plan, as far as I know, comes with one sub account. It's been a long time since I've been on it, but I'm pretty sure it comes with one sub account. And so honestly, you can have a bunch of websites. You can correct me if I'm wrong here, John, but you can have a bunch of websites, unlimited websites even, on the $97 a month plan. Now, that's not the ideal situation because you're not going to be offering SaaS, right? You can't set up the live chat and this and that to all those websites. So it's not a good way to run a business. At the end of the day, if you sign one client, it pays for your high level subscription, right? One client is minimum $150 a month. Your second client is $300 a month. So I guess if you are bootstrapping, sign two clients and put them in one sub account, and then after your second client, upgrade to the 297, and then you have unlimited clients. So that's how we would do it. So there's really no need as to why you should have more than 2 or 3 websites inside of one sub account. But could you do it in the beginning? Yes, for sure. You just can't offer SaaS. That's the only downside of that. Yeah. So cool. Okay, so someone's asking me. So I'm from Buffalo. Someone's asking Buffalo wings, Duff's Barbell. Yeah, so someone here must be from Buffalo because those are all like famous wing spots in Buffalo. So Barbell's good. I like Duff's. I actually like all of them. Honestly, wings in Buffalo, like we're talking about chicken wings. Chicken wings in Buffalo are the best. I've traveled everywhere. all over the US, all over. And for sure, the chicken wings in Buffalo, nothing competes. I don't even eat chicken wings anywhere I go because I just know I'm going to be highly disappointed. So yeah, I mean, Barbell is good. I like Barbell. That was the last place I went to. Okay, so let's see. What in your program membership that's not in the current snapshot or funnel? What else do you offer? Thanks for all the info and the generosity. So Jason is asking about the program. So it's way more than just a couple snapshots, man. Like what you're getting here is the website in a template. Again, that is all you need. You saw the website. It's actually a very nice website. You get an agency site, but we give you the entire, all the outreach strategies that we covered here. I have like a 30-minute video into each and every single one of them, step by step. I mean, now you guys kind of know my style. I go real step by step. I show you everything A to Z. And I did that with every single outreach strategy, and you'll get on my checklist. Plus you get literally coaches in there every single day teaching you. I have a coach that's making over 200K a month in his agency, and he coaches in there. I mean, I'm in there. We have, tech, all that stuff. But anyway, I don't want to make this about me, so I'm not going to keep talking.
Man.
You can research that if you want. It's laptopceo.com if you guys are interested in anything like that.
And I want to make sure for those that have been tuning in here, we did open up the Zoom room to the general public because of our streaming issue. Normally, people that get into the Zoom room receive an email to get access. So we opened it up for those that have been, interested in learning, how do I get myself into high level now? Now I'm ready to get started. I'll start off with this as the core offer, and really get rocking and rolling. Go to gohighlevel.com/PavelKetsuk.com, Pavel Ketsuk offers, plural, Pavel Ketsuk offer.
I'm going to share my screen where I have the link. Is that cool?
Yeah. And go ahead and sign up for your trial if you don't have one. And with that trial, you'll be able to use your snapshot link as well as the resources to have everything you need to kick off your business. You all have been amazing. Thank you for your patience with what we dealt with some technical difficulties. Thank you. We hope this finds you well. Until the next one we have, we're looking forward to having you there. For those of you that are not familiar, we're kicking off our 5-day AI challenge Monday, May 27th on Memorial Day. So tune in live if you haven't signed up for that. We'll provide the link before we leave here for the 5-day AI challenge. So combine the 5-day AI challenge, combine this website as a business process framework, resources, and have yourself an agency that you're making monthly recurring revenue and you're providing for yourself, your family, and for your customers in the area. Until then, without further ado, thank you, and we hope to see you again soon on another episode. Bye now.
Boom. Love it. Appreciate you all. I'll see you soon.